Hi, I'm Becky Brune and welcome to my vlog. This is week 6 of my 2-month stay in Southwest France. Number 1, the last days of Ward. Ward and I were not idle on his last days here. We visited the Margaysac Gardens, which is in really one of the most popular, most visited areas of this region. And it's where all of those caves are, where the chateaus are thick on the ground. And there are just little villages climbing up the cliffs. Every gorgeous photograph of this region that you see online is from that area. The gardens are up on a hill, and it is a whole bunch of topiary boxwood trees cut into acres of these paths, and then you can actually see out over this valley. It's hard to come up with a word to describe that kind of a view. I'm just going to say it was epic. We also visited the Chateau Milan, where Josephine Baker lived. I'm going to say it was my favorite chateau that we've visited so far, and it has to do with she was living there in the 30s and 40s, and I think it was the 30s and 40s. Hang on, I've got the brochure right here. It didn't say. So let's say she was there in the 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, but that meant that she updated it. She brought in running water and electricity, and she decorated the bathrooms. There was red tile all in one bathroom, black tile and gold in another bathroom. And it was also basically a museum about her career and her life. We also visited a more local chateau, Giros, and had coffee in a cafe. We had pizza in another village right on the square, did a little shopping, a Harlequin romance in French. And of course, we had dinners in restaurants every night. And then I took Ward to the train station and we said goodbye, hamming it up one last time for the camera. Number 2, readjusting. So coming back home after dropping Ward off meant a readjustment to my slower solo pace. But it was not a slowing down. It was like when you slam on the brakes when you're going 60 miles an hour. Dead quiet, disorientation, and the question, what am I going to do now? I knew it was going to be okay, but it was pretty shocking. I had a plan to go to the grocery store and get some food so that I could make some meals at home, but the grocery store had closed at 2. This American really has never internalized the idea that grocery stores close in the middle of a Sunday. So I just kind of waited until the Indian restaurant opened and got a little takeout. One more restaurant meal. I've been walking at the lake and I have been napping. I did get groceries at the store and I've been making meals at home, zucchini fritters and marinara. And I'm rereading The Thursday Murder Club in anticipation of the release of his latest book and of the movie. So I will be rested and ready when Marianne, my friend Marianne, shows up day after tomorrow. So yeah, don't feel too sorry for me. Number 3, lost and found. There were 2 little follow-up things to do from Ward's trip. One of them was that one of the rings that I bought broke while we were out gallivanting. And then I couldn't find it when we got home. I think I threw it away with the sandwich leftovers. So I went back to the shop yesterday and just bought another one. And then Ward had purchased Opinel knives in Bergerac. At the airport on his way home, there had been some confusion mix-up with his luggage, and the Opinel knives ended up in his carry-on and got confiscated. So I also went up to Bergerac and got him another Opinel knife. You know, neither purchase was particularly expensive, and I think we will both be happier with the items than we would be with the money. Number 4, Isabel. Wednesdays at 4, I have my French tutoring with Isabel. The sessions start with me telling Isabel day by day what I did for the last week in French. I write it down ahead of time. And then we have an exercise of some kind, usually around daily language. And then Isabel introduces a topic, and we basically talk for the remainder of the hour. Last week, she had me read the lyrics of La Vie en Rose for pronunciation, and then we translated it together. And then we watched Edith Piaf sing it on YouTube. And then Isabel got out her original box set of Edith Piaf LPs, and we looked through the glossy insert and talked about Edith Piaf's life. This week, Isabel read to me about the life of Coco Chanel, and then she asked me to tell her back what I had understood, what I could remember. And then we read it again and talked about the global impact of Coco Chanel. My favorite line was that Coco Chanel had liberated the female body. I'm learning more than just French here. Number 5, quilting. With all of my freed up brain space and time for reflection, I have been thinking more seriously about this quilting project for when I get home. I ended up ordering some fabric from the US to get delivered to my house. It will be there waiting for me when I get home. I'm going to give you a quick preview of the fabric. Not something that you might wear, but the colors are very inspiring to me. Thank you for being here. See you next week. Bye.